Hey, this is Lawrence Tam in video 3. Let's talk about the movie Back to the Future. But it's actually not Back to the Future when you want to go back to the past, because back in the past, what you have experienced, what you've done in your life, does it really dictate where you're going? Well, I guess it depends on, if you're going for a job, what education do you have, what kind of life experiences and skill sets do you have to lead it up to today. If that is the case, knowing that past experiences, past skill sets, past memories, your work ethic, the way you've been brought up has got you to today, where do you want to go in 10 years? So let's really think about it. Let's reverse, like in Back to the Future 2, instead of going back to the future, you're actually going to the future, not in the past, right? So if you're going to the future for 10 years, in the next 10 years, where's your goal? Where do you want to be? What is your ideal lifestyle in 10 years? Do you want an ideal lifestyle? Do you want something in 10 years? So an example, in 10 years, I wanted to move into a nicer house, a nicer neighborhood. I wanted to be in a better school system. I wanted to have a better school, better education for my kids. In 10 years, I told myself I wanted to be retired. This is back in 2000. I had set out a goal. I do not want to be retired at 65. I'm like, okay, most people I know retire at 65. Let's just say 50. Okay, let's just say 50. So if it was 50, that gave me 20 years to go out there, do some work, to 20 years. Now, it's been 10 years since I've been out of college. Well, a little over like 12 years. I graduated in 2000. So it's been more than 10 years. So looking back, my steps to getting where I am today, I am retired now. I don't actually work as an engineer anymore, and I make more now working from home than I do as an engineer in factors of magnitude of like 15, right? But that's not where it's at. What I'm trying to help you with is visualizing if right now you were to play a movie of your lifespan and everything up to today, are you happy where you are today? Because the thing is, everything you carried in the past is still with you, and it's going to carry with you in the future. If that's the case, until you, like in the movie Back to the Future, until you change something, like a catastrophic event, you made a simple decision not to marry this person, whatever it is, in your 10 years, are you projected to hitting your goal in 10 years? My goal next 10 years, of course, like I just said, better schools, kids are happy, bigger house, more comfortable, traveling more, spending more time with family and friends, right? I want to drive a better car. I remember driving a Mitsubishi Galant. This thing had hubcaps. I always had one of these hubcaps missing, so I'm always on eBay buying spare hubcaps. It's hilarious, where you're driving and you look at the side mirror and you see one of your hubcaps rolling down. And it's funny, one of my engineering buddies, when I was working as an engineer, his wife goes, people actually have hubcaps still these days? I'm like, yeah, my car was a college car my dad bought for me. And so to repeating that, I want to make sure I do the same thing for my kids or better than what my parents did for me. Like, number one, my parents paid for my college education. Number two, they bought my first car. Number three, they helped pay for my wedding. Kind of crazy. Now think about this, right? Come out of college, you're broke. I actually had to ask for a loan because when you go to get a job out of college, they require you to live in that area. I had to live in Austin. I didn't have money for deposits. I didn't have any of this money. I wasn't working. I was a college student. I was broke. I had to borrow from my dad to pay for deposits and the first month's rent. That's where I want to be, where I can excel past that, give more to my kids. So anticipating where I want to be when my first child, right now she's 8. So in about 10 years, I need to make sure I have enough money for her to go to college, have her money ready, set, versus I need to go borrow it, I need to take second equity. That's not proper planning. So look at your movie, where you were, where you are today, and where do you want to be in 10 years? What is that going to cost you? How much money? Let's just say, factor out inflation, just today's dollars. What do you think it will take for you to be where you want to be in 10 years, and are you on pace? Are you on pace? I believe in today's dollars, I needed about $12,000 a month to live a very relaxed lifestyle, not extravagant, not even rich. $12,000 a month is not rich by any means, right? But if I could make $12,000, I didn't have to go to work. My wife didn't have to go to work, and we could be stay-at-home parents. And that's kind of where I want to be. I wanted to be, what's your profession on my on my, when I fill out a survey or anything like that, it's like, I'm a full-time dad. And then they ask, what does your spouse do? She's a full-time mom. And I think that's pretty cool, right? Due to what I do on the internet, and I'll be teaching you what I physically do, how you can duplicate that. But here's the bigger picture. I want you to take your why from video 2, and I want you to chart a path for the next 10 years, knowing what you've done already and where you are today. Are you going to make it to where you want to be in 10 years? Are your resources there? Is your skill level, is it up to par to where you want to be? And are you increasing your income at a rate to meet where you want to be? You need to be $15,000 a month. You need to make $6,000 a month. Whatever it is, are you charting a path? Because if you're only making, let's say, on a good year, you make a 5% increase in your salary. Do the math. Are you going to get where you want to be in 10 years? And if not, let's make a change. Let's supplement the income. Exactly what I did. As an engineer, I had a secondary income. And I'm going to show you how. This is video 3. We're going to see you on video 4, talk about more on your journey on how you can get where you want to be and getting it now. Peace, Lawrence Tam.